August 13th, 2013. These are Earth-facing images from the Solar Dynamics Observatory. That sunspot and that one there are both picking up in activity. The first one is 1817. That's directly Earth-facing. It is poses a threat for X-class solar flares. It has all the ingredients needed, the beta, gamma, alpha magnetic configuration. The one right behind it has now went to a double configuration, and it looks like it's growing. I'll show you a couple of different images. But if you look around the sun, you've got filaments coming up, you've got prominences, you've got a lot of activity. Now, this is what's coming. The two you see in front are the ones you're watching now. Also, this is the one that has the possibility for X-class flares, and it's a good time to keep a heads up because it's Earth-facing and in the southern hemisphere of the sun. This is from your 304 camera. You can see the prominences and the activity. We've had a quiet few weeks. There's been hardly any activity. It's almost flatlined, almost. And if you look at your different X-ray charts, your proton electron charts, has not been a lot of activity except for some of the smaller flares, as you see. But it seems to be changing, and we're watching this sun because they say that it's getting ready possibly this month for a magnetic reversal. Now, the sun's not reversing, but the magnetic fields are, and they say the South Pole has already changed, and the North Pole is racing to keep up with it, and that's why you're seeing that probably that large coronal hole at the top there in the darker areas. Here's your close-up of your prominences, activity. And if you look at this thing, it's popping all the way around it. So we're in that solar cycle. We're getting close to it. And they say once the magnetic field flips, we'll be at the second half of this solar cycle. Now, this is out of the European Space Agency, and it's a little different angle, but they're watching this magnetic field reversal too. It's called the SWAP 174. And let's look at the summary. This is space weather, and it's also matches with NOAA. And 1817 there has a chance beta gamma delta. 1818 is beta gamma. So those are the ones that we're watching. And as things heat up this time of year, you always want to watch your weather. You want to watch your thunderstorms, you want to watch your hurricanes, cyclones around the globe. They're a key indicator of how much heat that we're getting. This is close up. This is 1817, the one with triple magnetic configuration. 1818 behind it. 1819 is growing also. That's the next one coming around on that east limb. We're watching also in the Caribbean, guys, with this heat from the sun, especially coming in on the 16th. Get that type of coronal hole. That is a lot of heat coming into our atmosphere, and the Earth absorbs that a lot quicker than it releases it. But they're giving us a 10% chance of tropical cyclone formation in the area that's shown there. It saying that a tropical wave, broad area of low pressure, upper level winds are expected to become more favorable for development over the next couple of days. And I want to look at a couple of radars and satellite images of this storm. Just kind of let's take a closer look at it. Now, also, it says this system has a low chance, 10% of becoming a tropical cyclone during the next 48 hours, and a medium chance, 30% of becoming a tropical cyclone during the next 5 days. So you see that percentage is going up over time as it moves north and west. We're going to watch that. We'll see what the Yucatan does to it, things like that. You never know this year. But I want to look at a couple of different images. This is just their still satellite of the area. And we'll go to NextLab. You also got a couple of, you can see they're coming off of Africa. A couple of systems haven't developed yet. But here, as this comes around, If you look right here, and you'll see it as we back out and let it spin, is the gift that keeps on giving from Fukushima, guys. As it spins in, it's coming right over it and dumping the entire Alaska, British Columbia, Canada, Oregon, Washington, California. It's your daily dose, Fukushima. Now let's pull this up and look at the storm. This will give you a little better idea. And guys, I'm not trying to make a joke about the Fukushima radiation that spreads around the world. It has been doing it since the earthquake, and it all went to hell. But now they're in a panic situation there in Japan. They don't know what to do. They're saying now that even the sand's becoming quicksand, so much water is pouring into the ocean. But let's look at this in the infrared, kind of give you an idea of the strength of the storms associated with it compared to the other areas around it. And it does seem to be strengthening if you look at it. We'll see what happens as it gets into the Gulf. But again, 30% chance over 5 days. But it's time, and when they wait this late in the season, you just got more heat in the Gulf, and we have the mass, that coronal hole on the sun. That's about the time this thing gets into the Gulf, we're going to be experiencing that heat coming in. So you got to watch both ends of this. All of this weather is affected by the sun, and some is man-made. But in the end, God will have control of it all. Don't forget that. But watch this storm. Heads up.